So, we have interacted with all the different fates of these different yandere waifus. All 6 of them, according to the dice for every face. And when you finish a round or get the canon ending, or technically the quote-unquote happy ending, which is not always so happy, except maybe hers. I mean, in a way, she hacks the game and gets her happy ending, but I don't know if that's actually a good thing or not. Anyway, usually ends horribly for everybody involved in these happy endings. But when you get them, you get a piece of the password, and I think I have the full password. So the next thing you do is you go to prison. You're guilty of the yandere crimes. So therefore, you must go to prison. Which we kind of did in the prologue, actually. It started off in the prison, right? No context for it. I don't know what it means. The only thing, I guess, would be the story that, was it the teacher, Psycho mentioned? Psycho Sensei? She mentioned like a story of like 2 guys in the prison rolling dice, which is obviously an allusion to that. Anyway. This scenario is the last episode, and we recommended you to play it after clearing the game, which I did. Please input the combination of the 6 parts of the clear password, which you get at the happy end of each heroine's round. So that will be Tsumatoriso, which I don't know what it means, to be honest. What does it mean again? I can look it up. It means... it's a Japanese name for the Arctic starflower, apparently. That's what it means. It's a flower. I think that's correct. There you go. Password Sumatoriso. Oh, there you go. It just says it. I didn't have to look it up. It just says right here. Sumatoriso, the 7-petaled Arctic starflower. 7 petals, you say. I can hear the sound of the wind. The grass sways in the gentle breeze, bring with it the scent of white flowers. The clear, starry sky, which I hadn't seen in years, stretches endlessly across my eyes. Ah, that's right. I finally reached the outside. You've finally broken free from that place, haven't you? A girl I knew well whispered in a familiar voice. Her young figure, a vision from a distant past. You don't need to worry about him anymore. You're already free now. You can go wherever you wish. I see. Is that so? After making many sacrifices, I finally earned my freedom. The future is marked on a dicey roll. What form will it take? Okay. I think we've seen... I don't know, anyway. I can't remember now. Was it the character that we saw before in the Menhead Reflesia? I think we saw this character before briefly in this game, actually. And I think that this character is a reference to Charon's previous games, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, Misato. How is this world like? What kind of a place did it feel like to you? After being deceived so much and made a fool of so much, can you still say that it was a beautiful world? I don't know. I had seen many different worlds. For example, the flower of disappointment. Someone clung to me and I became 0 at the end of it. For example, the flower of remembrance. I affirmed the imposter, among us, and was welcomed into a world I cannot escape. For example, the flower of promise. I closed my eyes and trapped myself in a shell of delusion. For example, the flower of hope. I teamed up with a successful YouTuber to create a lasting success, I think. Or was it a YouTuber? I'm assuming it's the YouTuber. For example, the flower of danger. I kept running away from misfortune and eventually was lost to disaster. For example, the flower of shyness. An inexplicable madness has taken over someone I cared about. Certainly. I've been deceived, made a fool of. There's no such thing as a happy ending in here, you don't say. Because those endings are their happy endings. The universal human definition of happiness cannot be applied to these girls. This is a planet of love, madness, and the bizarre. The ending you are looking for isn't going to be handed to you on a silver platter. However, I've taken away many people's futures. I wonder if I have any right to be happy. It's not luck that decides your fate. Your fate was always decided by yourself, by your own actions, wasn't it? He wanted to win at this game at the expense of someone else, or something else. That's why he kept rolling the dice so many times, isn't it? Yes, even now I still wanted to win. So I kept rolling the dice over and over again until I won, so that I could obtain true freedom. If you wish, this world would answer. So once more, roll the dice again, until you obtain the number you wished for. As she said that, I opened my hand. The die was in my hand, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. The 6-sided cube that has determined my future up till now. I'm going to roll the die. The number I rolled was... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go again. Save the game. I guess I'll save it here. All right. I mean, well, I don't imagine this would be as fleshed out as all the other stories that we had before. Let's just go from left to right this time. Starting from number 1. The number I rolled was 1. 1. I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. A scarred girl, immersed in loneliness and therefore desperate for her one and only love. I wonder what kind of potential had been lying in that girl. Well then, close your eyes. My name is Metaro. I'm just a normal second-year student attending a private high school. I don't have any particular skills and my grades are merely average. I'm one of those people who are lacking in personality and individuality. Speaking of which, right now my classmates are ranking their heads over the career path after graduation. We're still second years though. I think it's a bit early to think about the future. Everyone's studying seriously and no one's stupid enough to do anything to stand up from the crowd because they don't worry about getting a black man on this skirt apart. I'm the same, but I don't think there's any point in thinking about the future. Anyways, I don't know where to think about or where to even begin to think about the future. Therefore, I'll just live each day as it comes, today, tomorrow, and certainly in the years ahead. Alright. Good morning. As I was walking to school, suddenly someone called out to me. When I turned around, there was a purple-haired girl standing there with a serene expression on her face. I'm glad to see you're doing well, Mentaro-kun. My girlfriend's cute today as well. Good morning, Psycho. Yes, it's another beautiful day today, isn't it? This girl's name is Psycho, and she's my girlfriend. Okay, so this time, you know, Nana's not getting NTR'd, I guess? We started going out rather recently, after she had transferred to our school, when she confessed her feelings for me. Of course, I didn't have a single reason to refuse her, so I accepted her confession. Rather than that, when we first met, I had the strange feeling that this wasn't my first time meeting Psycho. So I was able to accept her confession easily. Thinking about it, I must have already fallen for her long before her confession. I still can't forget the tearful look of joy on Psycho's face when I said yes. Today I put Metaro-kun's favorite food in this lunchbox. Will you eat it for me? Of course, I mean everything that Psycho makes is delicious, so how could I not eat it? Is that true? I'm glad you said that. Psycho's a really great cook, and since we started dating, I've been eating her homemade lunches of her every break. She seems to be good not only at cooking, but at housework in general, and also hacking. But don't worry about that. My god, she's the ideal girl. Not only do we have lunch together every day, but we also head to school and go back together like this. Really, is it okay for such a good girl to be my girlfriend? I'm sure someone like her is too good for someone like me. Well, I mean, assuming her past is canon. She's been with other guys before, but anyway. Mentaro-kun, you just belittled yourself, didn't you? You're thinking something like, compared to her, I can't match up, right? Am I busted? Of course, there's no point keeping secrets from me, is there? I know everything there is to know about you, Metaro-kun. Yeah, Psycho's right. When it comes to matters concerning me, she's very sharp. Almost like she can read my mind, and also has cameras installed in my room. I felt as if she could see through everything, but strangely enough, I didn't mind that. Sheesh, that's enough, Metaro-kun. I think Metaro-kun is fine just as he is, because without Metaro-kun, I'm a completely useless person. I finally caught you, so I won't let you go. So please, disabuse yourself of any such notion. My girlfriend is someone who can say horrible things while smiling and laughing cutely. I guess there's no getting away from this one, huh? Normally speaking, when being told off, people would instinctively have a reaction of dislike or rejection. I'm not sure how to put it, but when I see how happy Psycho looks, I don't feel that way. I offend them. No, then suddenly, Psycho hugged my arm. Come on, let's go, Mithra-kun. Such a sweet exchange. It's a scene that's becoming more and more common. I'm going through a happy routine today as well, together with Psycho. I guess this everyday life will continue for a long time to come. If that's the case, I'd be very happy. What's up, Metaro, Psycho-chan? When I entered the classroom, my childhood friend Yukimaru spoke to me. You two are lovey-dovey today too, aren't you? Good morning, Yukimaru-san. Hey, Psycho-chan, why'd you choose Metaro? I don't think there are better men out there. For example, look right here. Really, you never learn either. Do you want to go through that harsh lesson again? If possible, I'd rather have to do such a thing in front of him, with my taser. I'm kidding. Oh, then please don't ever say anything like that again. I don't know how I would have done if you had been a friend of Metaro-kun's. Yes, ma'am. Yukimaru then walks up to me and whispers in my ear. Hey, Metaro, you're really gonna get stabbed someday, aren't you? That girl's trouble, I tell you. It's as if he was a yandere in the past timeline or something, in our past life, rather. Anyway. No matter how I think about it, it's because it's your own fault. Psycho's usually not like that at all. You can't mess with people's girlfriends. Even though it's you, Yukimaru, I'd be pissed too. No, well, I'm sorry too. Ah, jeez, you couples can't take a joke. It's not a joke when it comes to you and women, that's what. Well, I feel a painful glare coming from Psycho-chan, so I guess I'll be getting out of here. See you later. Yukimaru was right. Psycho had a gaze set on Yukimaru, if looks could kill. As soon as Yukimaru returned to his seat, Psycho approached me. Are you alright, Mithra-kun? Did he say anything to you? No, we were just having a chat, don't worry about it. Well, then that's fine then. If he does anything to you, please let me know, I'll help you out. With my knife. Yep, got it. Thanks, Psycho. But Psycho, I hope you can rely on me more too. You don't have to keep everything to yourself. Yes, I'll keep it in mind. When I said so, Psycho's face instantly turned red and looked downwards. I'm the only one who gets to see the side of Psycho, or rather she'll only show it to me. I'm so happy to have her like this all to myself, or so I thought. After school, I was on my way home together as Psycho. Psycho and I live in the same apartment building, what a coincidence, and our rooms are right next to each other. I was surprised at first, but now that we started dating, it's the best thing that could have happened. Psycho and I walk side by side. It's only a short walk from school to our home, but it's one of the most important times for us. It's been another day, hasn't it? How's your day, Mithra-kun? It's just a normal day, I guess. Psycho Yukimaru here as usual. Nothing has changed. It was just a normal day. Just as usual, is it? Yeah, if you think so, then that must certainly be a good thing. Nothing has changed, and nothing is missing. You don't say. Nothing's missing, eh? Nothing like the person, that was involved in your route, there's a whole thing. Anyway. Then surely that's a good thing, right? What are you talking about? What are you talking about all of a sudden, Psycho? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just talking to myself. Come on, let's go home. I'm gonna make dinner again today. Ah, yes, that's right. I'm looking forward to Psycho's handmade cooking. I'll be working hard on it, so please look forward to it. I stare at Psycho from the side as she smiles. Psycho, my girlfriend, who only becomes a girl in front of me. If Psycho hadn't told me how much she liked me, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. What's wrong, Mithra-kun? Psycho peers into my face with a scowl. I love you, Daisuke. Wait? Hold up, Mithra-kun. It's not fair to say that out of the blue. Psycho's face turns so red it can't be compared to this morning. Seeing her like that makes me love her even more. Without thinking, I hug Psycho. I squeeze all of the scars that she has on her body. Blood oozes from every orifice. Orifice? Anyway. Mithra-kun. I love you, Psycho. This morning, Psycho said she wouldn't let me go, but truth is, I don't want to leave her either. She's not the only one who doesn't want to let go of her partner. So I told her, when it comes to your affections, you gotta express it properly. And when I love hugs me, or rather, Okay, or this is from Psycho's perspective, I guess. It's not changes perspectives suddenly, you know? It's hard to tell. The one I love hugs me. He whispers his love to me. Every word of it is what I've been waiting for, more than anything else in this world. He brings rain to my parched heart. He fills me up. Choice of words. I can feel his love for me. I'm so happy. I can't believe we can be together like this from the very beginning. It's like a dream. Or maybe it really is a dream. But that's okay. Because what's important is not there, but only the scene that's in front of us right now. Before I knew it, this scarred Muscari's wounds have been healed. Muscari. Muscari, is that a flower? I think it was mentioned before. The eye that was self-absorbed, solitary, and seeking only her one true love, as soon as that was fulfilled, I've become a very normal human being. An ordinary existence, just a maiden in love. If there was someone watching this scene, what would they think when they saw the normal me? Would they be disappointed? Let down? Or maybe sympathetic? I'm glad you're happy, like that? I don't know anymore, but it doesn't matter anymore. I'm sure that someone watching us doesn't exist. And even if they did, I wouldn't know. It just crossed my mind for some reason, that's all. The idea that I'm living in a video game and that players want like a yandere out of her. But like, she's not yandere, I guess, in this timeline. Yes, I'm happy. Because my everything is looking at me. So there's nowhere I'd be happier. I mean... Yes, I like you too. I love you. I love you more than anyone else in this world. I'm the happiest girl in the world to have you all to myself. Because the Muscari was full of scars. I don't know how to say Muscari, by the way. Muscari? Has already become the Muscari who was loved. Alright. If and beloved Muscari? Kind of like hydrangea. Hydrangea? All these flower names. Can't pronounce them. Okay, so that's kind of like a happy ending. I said if though. It's kind of like, did that even exist? Or is that, I'm not sure. Like, I guess the idea is that, you know, what would have happened if Psycho-chan actually went up to Metoro and like confessed a lot earlier rather than later, you know, when Metoro already found a girlfriend and then she's just butting in, you know, in the love triangle, and then you know, death happens and then killing and shotguns. Anyway. Okay, so I imagine that's what the theme is. So instead of them going yandere, this is just what if they actually just had a happy ending. Okay. Sure. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like fan fiction in a way. You know how like sometimes there's like sad endings to like stories, and then fans just make a like I don't know, wish fulfillment fan fiction where everything is fine actually and it's a happy ending. And sometimes, I don't know, it's a little like cheesy. Anyway. But the number I rolled this time is 2. 2, I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. A jealous girl with an unfulfilled longing who, in despair, wished for the ruin of others. I wonder what kind of potential had been lying in that girl. Well then, close your eyes. Close your eyes. You'll be here soon. Alright, so we're starting off here already. One morning, in the corner of the classroom. You know, we don't have to do the, you know, I'm Metoro, just an ordinary second-year high school student, you know. Because we don't have to do that again. I'm sitting at my desk reading a light novel like I always do. Yeah, this latest issue is a real winner. I was scared to buy the book based on the cover alone, but it was the right decision. The protagonist lives in a white place with 4 other girls. One day, they go to the underground cellar to get some food. I wonder if this is a reference to a sharing game. It sounds like a sharing game. And so the story goes. It's the most interesting story I've ever read. It's got more than a couple of twists. When one is revealed, you'll see the previous parts in a completely new light. It's seriously awesome. I need to spread the word about this. I gotta make a YouTube Let's Play of it. What's up, Metoro? Oh, you really get another light novel again today? And then my childhood friend Yukimaru strikes a conversation with me. You come at the right time, Yukimaru. There's a thing I want to talk to you about. Yeah. You're gonna say that buy this new issue again, aren't you? Well, are you an Esper? You said the same thing time and time again. Of course I can read your mind. But that's not the point here. I've got big news. Big news. Listen and be amazed. Oh shit, it's the bell. Oh well, you'll find out soon enough anyway. See you later. After saying that, Yukimaru went back to his seat. What energy, even in the morning. The teacher comes in and homeroom begins. An unfamiliar woman is standing next to the teacher. So from today, we have a new temporary teaching assistant. She'll be observing everyone's classes, so be nice to her. My name is Psycho, and I'll be working in this class as a teacher in training starting from today. Until my last day here, I'm hoping to get to know you all a lot. Okay, so this is the original Psycho. This is what she looks like. The glasses and everything. It's funny, in her route, we never actually met her. We never really interacted with her other than flashbacks, I guess. I know I'm not the best, but please take care of me. What a beautiful person. A prim and proper sort of beauty, I should say. Not only the boys, but even the girls gasp at her beauty. All the girls turn gay. I see, so this is what Yukimaru was talking about? I get excited at the thought from today. I'm gonna be spending time in the company of such a beautiful woman. My eyes met with Psycho-sensei's. She laughed a bit and quickly returned to her normal expression. What was that just now? I'm just an otaku. I'm gonna get the wrong idea about that, so please don't tease me. Huh? I thought about it some more when a memory surfaced within me. I remember hearing the name Psycho before. That was, well, when I was still a little kid, I often played with an older girl in the neighborhood. Eventually, she moved away, but she made a promise to me. She said, when I grow up, I'll become a teacher and teach Mechen how to study. That person's name was, if I remember correctly, Psycho. That's her name. Alright. Correct. You probably remember me after all these years, didn't you, Mechen? Lunchtime in the staff room. I was summoned by Psycho-sensei, to have a friendly chat with her. I was really surprised. Sensei, you came out of nowhere. I thought I surprised Mechen a bit. And yet Mechen hasn't changed at all. You're still the same as I remember. What are you talking about? Can't you say I've grown up properly? I wonder if that's true. Next time, I'll have to check it out. Various things, if you know what I mean. Psycho-sensei smiled bewitchingly for a moment. Oh, please stop. It's too stimulating for an otaku like me. I cough as I switch the topic. Anyway, your dream came true, didn't it, Sensei? You're so amazing, Psycho-ne-chan. Oh, not at all. In fact, I'm just getting started. Because I'm still an intern and can't really say I've made it happen until I taught Mechen how to study properly. So Mechen, can you wait just a bit longer? Of course I'll wait for you. Yeah, thanks, Mechen. The bell has rung. I better get back now. Bye, Mechen. I'll see you later. You have to work hard in class this afternoon too, okay? I know. I'll see you later, Sensei. And so I left the staff room. A boy named Metro left the staff room. After making sure that the door of the staff room was completely shut, I called out to her. Psycho. My best friend. My rival. Good thing I didn't choke her to death. That one time. The person I envied the most in the world. Kasane. Was that the kid you're always talking about just now? Yeah, Mechen. He's serious, caring, and a very, very sweet boy, isn't he cute? You really think so? He's not really my type. Oh no, what a shame. But that's okay. I wouldn't be too happy if Mechen was taken away by you, Kasane. I guess so. Just because he's not my type isn't a reason not to try, really. I should try to tempt him just once. This is double illegal now. I wonder what kind of expression would be on Psycho's face if I took him away from her. I'm quite curious about that. NTR. The NTR is back on the menu, boys. Now, having said that, it's not like I'm going to be serious at all. Psycho and I, who shared the same dream of being a teacher, both of us were visiting this school as interns. At one point, I even tried to get off this stage. Psycho was the perfect woman, who made me feel inferior when I was standing next to her. It was difficult to say the least. I almost had the urge to take this, piano wire and wrap it around her neck and, and then pull really hard. A good thing I didn't in this timeline. I didn't set out to be a teacher only to have such painful feelings. I was jealous. I was envious. I was alienated. It's strange that I'm the only one who has to feel this way. So I thought that I should just disappear off to somewhere. But then, one day, I had a sudden thought. Is this what I wanted? It's true that I'm an inferior person, and that I may be a worthless abnormal existence. But just because it's true, that means enough of a reason for me to get off the stage. That's just fleeing from reality. Why should I give in? It's the world that's wrong. It's not the kids who are wrong. Or rather, it's not me that's wrong, it's the kids who are wrong. No. I had a dream, and that's why I was working so hard. If even that's lost, I've got nothing left. I didn't want to lose. I don't mind losing to Psycho. I'm no match for her, I know that much. She's perfect. So even if she looks down on me in her heart, that's okay. I don't want to lose to myself. So I remained on the stage. And so now here I am. Even if it's hard, even if it's painful, I'm going to achieve my dream. Well, I better get going. You have to properly introduce him to me next time. Yeah, of course. I just packed up my stuff and was about to leave the staff room. Kasane. Psycho called me to stop. What is it? I'm happy I made it this far with you, Kasane. So keep up the good work. Yeah, I know. You too. Having answered thus, I headed to the classroom. Excuse me. While I was walking down the hall, someone spoke to me. I turned around then. Here, you dropped this. The boy, Metaro-kun, was standing there with my pen case in his hand. Ara, thank you. I tried my best to pretend I didn't know him and said thank you. A class is about to start. Why are you still here? Actually, the teacher gave me some errands to do. I'm on day duty today. I see. Well, then you better get going. I will. The conversation over, it looked like he was going to walk away. But for some reason, Metaro-kun stayed there, staring at me intently. What is it? No, Sensei, are you also an intern working here? Yes, I'm in charge of a different class than your class. Is that so? I see. Is that all? No, well, it's funny that I'm talking about this to someone I just met. When I see people like you actually working hard like this, I just think it's amazing. Eh? Actually, I know someone who is also working here as a teaching assistant. I realized that person's worked so hard to get to where they are today, and I just thought it was amazing. I don't really have any dreams. I honestly don't know how to get serious about anything or how to work hard. I'm sure you've gone through some hardships and setbacks I can't imagine. But from my point of view, you look really cool. This is like a teacher's, I don't know, maybe I was going to say a teacher's wet dream, that doesn't exist. It's like a teacher's fantasy where a student just stops you out of nowhere and says you're cool. Like, I don't know if that happens. Maybe, I don't know. But like, it's just like, it just sounds like a fantasy. I don't know. Because I feel like most students don't like their teachers because the teachers give them homework and stuff, right? So like most students, I feel like, I mean, at worst, they hate the teachers, at most, they just feel neutral, they don't interact with teachers. I don't know, anyway, but maybe that's just me. I never really had like a really friendly relationship with a teacher. I don't know, it just feels weird, right? Because there's a lot, at least when you're like a kid, right? They're like adults and everything, so you don't really become friends with people older than you, so. Anyway. But Pedro admires it, though. I kind of admire it. Admire? Yes. Oh, wait, no, don't get the wrong idea. Please forget what I just said, Sensei. Well, I have to go now, so good luck with your work. He said one-sidedly, and this time he walked away for good. Looking at his back, I remember Psycho's words. Yeah, Mid-chan, he's serious, caring, and very, very sweet boy. He really is. He was stupidly serious when he said those sappy words, so he probably really meant it. So I'm sure I'm an idiot as well for being so affected by those words. Admire, he said. The fact that he thought about me, that he felt that way, is fact, is reality. And she cried. I had always thought I was below average, nothing. And I'm someone who can't be anything, a worthless existence. Even so, I've been running and running, eager not to lose to myself. At the end of it, those words were waiting for me. Alas, finally become something? Hey, Psycho. I've always been so jealous of you. So fed up, so envious that I want you to disappear for years. But if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have taken it so seriously, to say the least. In that sense, I'm grateful to you for that. Thank you, Psycho. And what awaits me is a underpaid career full of lots of stress and apathetic students and like unreasonable parents who always take the side of their students and will totally sue you if you say anything bad to their children. Anyway, anyway, okay, so I guess in that route, obviously she just, she stuck to her like dream, and then finally became at least a intern, and she's still working towards being a teacher and everything, and I guess Metro, I don't know, obviously it's kind of implied, not really implied, rather it's actually really supposed to be kind of like this illegal forbidden love relationship in the original route. I don't know if that's how it's gonna play out in that timeline where everything is like, nice and happy. I don't know. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just her like, like finally being inspired, right? To be finally having like like someone tell her that she's worth something, as like a teacher, and that's probably what like motivates her to continue her career as a teacher, and finally having inspiration, right, and everything. I mean, I imagine most people who become teachers are kind of like that. The whole point is to, because they want they want. I'm assuming children to succeed. At least I imagine so. At least their initial, dreams. Some of those dreams get come crashing down. But anyway, and like and those students, when they grow up, to be grateful for what you've done and everything, right? I imagine. Anyway, say it again. None of it matters. All right, there you go. I don't know if that in that timeline is there going to be like a weird like love triangle now. Anyway, probably not. But let's check out number 3. The number I rolled was 3. 3, I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. Number 3. A blind girl who gave herself up for the only one she could find. I wonder what kind of potential had been lying in that girl. Well then, close your eyes. Alright, so this one was, I believe, the one where she, burned herself alive, I think, and then the whole story was just Netero just hallucinating, or being delusional, I guess. Anyway. My name is Metro! Oh, here we go again. I thought we were going to skip over the introductions every time, but now we're going back to introductions. I'm just a normal second-year student attending a private high school, and I don't have any particular skills. My grades are merely average. I'm one of those people who are lacking in personality and individuality. It's like I'm just like a faceless protagonist. But actually, no. Sometimes the CGs we actually do see his face. But anyway. Speaking of which, right now my classmates are racking their heads over the career paths after graduation. We're still second years though. I think it's a bit early to be thinking about our future. Everyone's studying seriously. No one's stupid enough to stand out from the crowd because they're worried about getting a black mark on their school report. Maybe it's different in Japan. I mean, I know Japan is, yeah, it is quite strict when it comes to education and all that. And it might depend on which school you go to, but, all I'm saying is that at least, well, it depends. I don't know. At least in North America, I feel like not everyone, is worried about that. I feel like, some people are like, nah, I'm just going to go to trade school or something. They don't realize that actually the trades, there is a lot of demand for the trades. Right? It's hard work, There's a reason why not everybody goes to trades, and does that kind of work, because it's usually physically, like, exhausting, Anyway, I'm the same, but I don't think there's any point in thinking about the future. Anyways, I don't even know where to begin to think about the future. Therefore, I'll just live each day as it comes. Today, tomorrow, and certainly in the years ahead. But yes, even though I live life in a half-assed way, it doesn't mean it's a boring life. Metro! Someone taps me on the shoulder, calling my name in a sureful voice. Hearing her voice, I couldn't help but smile. Slowly, I turned around. There was Psycho! And this time, she's not a corpse, I think, Good morning, Metro. My beloved girlfriend Psycho was standing there smiling. It's a good thing she didn't cover herself in gasoline and lit herself up in flames. A long time ago, when we were still very small, Psycho once tried to disappear right in front of my eyes, in order to close my eyes. At first, I couldn't move as she was about to engulf herself in fire, but I didn't want to lose Psycho, so I reached my hand out to Psycho. Metro, could you not hold my hand? I'm trying to like burn myself alive, It was expensive getting this gasoline. Don't you know the gas prices these days? What are you doing? I don't want to lose you, Psycho. Don't disappear right in front of me. Didn't you say we'll be together forever? Metaro, I don't want to leave. That's why I wanted to stay like this forever. I promise, I'll never leave you, Psycho. So please, live and stay beside me. Really? You will never leave me? Of course, because you're my everything. Yes, me too, Metaro. After saying that, our hands connected, in order to never leave each other, like an engraving in our hearts, so that we'll always be together. And if this was if this was not the happy route, I would imagine actually she would just simply pour gasoline on ourselves as well. She would like pour some gasoline on me, and then she'll lit the flames, and they will both be together forever in death. That's how it works, right? And now the present. Since then, Psycho and I lived normal, or rather, lived like normal, rather, I read that wrong. Since then, Psycho and I lived like normal, grew up like normal, are now attending the same high school. Apparently, Psycho's in a good mood today. I wonder if something happened. Let's try asking her. No, I was just thinking how Metaro's by my side today as well. That's what's making me so happy. The days I took for granted are so important to me now. She says that and grabs my arm. I love you, Metaro. My girlfriend's such a sweetheart, and I love her so much. The warmth that's transmitted to my arm, that is not fire, it's just normal warmth, is unmistakably that of a living person, not a corpse. I haven't been touching a corpse my entire life. For some reason, I can't help it, but I feel like I'm going to cry. Hey, Metaro, Psycho-chan. As we were walking, he called out to me from behind. My childhood friend, Yukimaru. Good morning, Yukimaru. As usual, you two are going at it as soon as the sun rises. Go die in a fire. Aren't you jealous? Well, of course. How can anyone not be jealous of being able to go to school in the morning with a beauty-laden hand like Psycho-chan? Really, I don't know what you like about this dog guy. You're annoying, get lost. Well, that's the thing, Yukimaru. It's because Metaro and I will always be together. It always has been, always will be, right? Right, Metaro? Well, you see, I have all these other girlfriends in these other timelines, by the way. No, that's right. What's up with that? That didn't sound like an answer to me. Please don't finish each other's sentences. But that's how it is. More importantly, come on, let's get going. We're gonna be late. Oh man, it's already this late. Let's go, you two. Yukimaru runs, looking flustered. As if following his lead, Psycho withdrew her hand from mine. Well, let's go, Metaro. Together, okay? Together. We'll devour the very gods. Together. No, Anyway. I looked her firmly in the eye and nodded, laughing. I'm just reminded of Elden Ring. After school, Psycho and I left school and went to visit a place. It's a special place, just for the two of us. Our paradise. The ruin that we call paradise welcomes us again today. Now that we're grown up, we still keep coming back here. Why? I don't exactly understand the reason myself. I'm sure that by doing this, we're affirming each other. A reminder to never leave each other's presence. Especially when the other one dies, we'll simply hallucinate that they are still alive, you see? Today was tiring too, right, Metaro? Why is school so tiring? The same thing over and over again with no change at all. But I wonder why. This makes me feel so very happy. With that, Psycho smiles at me. That smile is really endearing. Hey, Metaro. Psycho called out my name. I'm so happy right now. I was able to be Metaro's number one, and Metaro looks at me and me only. I'm truly happy to be alive and by your side. Isn't this funny? But that's not true because I feel the same way. While Psycho was feeling, I felt it too. I'm so glad you're alive and not dead. And we can spend time together like this. It's an unbearable happiness. That was the right thing to do. Yes, I thought so. It's just a day like usual. Every day, nothing changes. We will live life naturally, and we will die naturally, of natural causes, and not of fire. This is good. This is what I wanted. I don't need a dramatic story where I have sexual intercourse with a dead, person. Anyway, for example, if there was a future in which who was unable to save Psycho at that time, became obsessed with delusions and broke down, theoretically, hypothetically, that would have ended in madness, I'm sure. But that didn't happen to me. Psycho is indeed alive, and she's still standing next to me. And that's enough for me. Hey, Metro. I'll always be by your side, Metro. I don't want to think about dying and closing Metro's eyes ever again. I decide I'm going to live and be by Metro's side forever. So this will be our new promise. So hey, Metro. Shall we make a vow? Swear on this clover. The two of us will live and be together forever. Yes, I promise. I solemnly swear on it. Yes. Always be by my side. Look only at me. I too will look only at Metro. From now on, let's live together. I love you, Metro. Okay. Little yandere shit, at the end there, but sure, it's fine. Fine. An ordinary clover. A normal clover, not a 4-leaf clover. Just not yotsuba, I guess. Is that what's yotsuba? 4-leaf clover? Which is, I think, what 4chan is based on, right? Anyway. Save the game. Alright, so another happy ending. It's got a little cheesy, I guess. But I guess it's like, rewarding the player after seeing so many brutal outcomes. It's fine. Usually I tend to not like straight up like cheesy romance. But I guess it's, it's earned. So like, it's, it's fine. Though I am thinking like, I don't know. I mean, just in a meta way, all these stories can just be like alternate timelines anyway, just like any story, really. It doesn't have to be like a sci-fi thing or anything, and all stories are made up in a way, at least fictional stories rather. But I'm just thinking like, does that mean because these just seem like timelines, right? These are timelines where nothing goes bad, but that doesn't mean all the bad things that happened in the other stories didn't happen, right? I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is literally meant to be like a sci-fi story, though. It's like not literally like timelines. It's just like, again, just alternate stories. But the number I rolled was 4. 4, I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. A solitary girl who entertained the multitudes, seeking wealth and success. I wonder what kind of potential had been lying in that girl. Well then, close your eyes. Alright. YouTube. Back to YouTubing. Hello, Usatube. The roll of the dice is 4. God knows, Earth knows, I know, you know. Welcome, it's a myth-busting Usatube Psycho live on the #BC channel, yo! Without further ado, this time I'm gonna verify this. How many people would really notice if Psycho went shopping in the city? Something that's been done on TV for ages, the pinnacle of reality TV. It's finally time for me to step up to the plate. So I'm gonna head on to town now. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, can you turn off the camera for now, Metro? I turned off the camera as Psycho said and I looked up. The girl who had been watching through the video camera earlier, Psycho was standing there laughing. A myth-busting type Usatuber, Psycho. Nowadays, there are probably fewer people who don't know about her existence than those who do. Is that true? I don't know. I'm just thinking about even the most famous YouTubers. Do they really, like, get recognition in public all that much? I don't know. I feel like... I mean, maybe they get, like, a little bit. Like, maybe they know the name, I'm just thinking, like, Ninja or something. Wasn't he, like, the biggest streamer for a long time? Did Fortnite and everything? Does he even still do anything? I don't know. I never watch any of his content. But, like, I guess people would maybe know the name, sort of. But, like, they wouldn't know who he is or what he looks like, I imagine. I don't know. Other than he has blue hair, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. From silly experimental videos to serious investigations, she's getting a high-level recognition for a wide range of myth-busting entertainment. But I guess it depends. I guess in Japan, Japan's kind of like a small country in a way, so... depends on your population. Just a few days ago, her Usatube sub-count surpassed 1 million users, which is truly amazing. And as for myself, I'm helping out as the assistant of that very Psycho. I don't get paid anything, I'm an unpaid intern. I'm simply the #1 simp. I'm a member of the Hanabishi channel, her Usatube channel. I'm mainly involved in filming, preparing the props, helping investigation if necessary, and recently I've been doing some video editing. At first I caused some trouble, but now I can proudly say that I'm a proper assistant. I don't get a lot of opportunities to be on camera or stand up, but I feel like I'm better suited for this kind of behind-the-scenes work. That's why I'm happy too, just to be able to be of use to Psycho. Once, a long time ago, my friend Yukimaru almost found out that I was helping Psycho, but I managed to get away with it. Interesting. So that was the butterfly effect, I guess. Maybe. You know, it's like... Because she found out that we were related to Yukimaru and everything, and that's why she went axe crazy and started murdering our friends because she wanted a revenge. But like this timeline, she did not find that out, and maybe she got over it, you know, with time. You know, eventually you just get over it. That's why the Hanabishi channel is managed by just 2 people, Psycho and I. Oh, what's up, Mitoro? You're laughing all of a sudden. Did you eat something funny? It's nothing at all. Come on, let's go to the place we're going to film. Let's go to the place we're going to film. Oh, that's right. Alright, shall we go? Well then, my excellent assistance on the... I can't speak. Well then, my excellent assistant on the Hanabishi channel, Mitoro-kun. I'll be calling your help today too. I'll leave it to me. No way, that's amazing. Oh, that was amazing. I didn't expect him to actually talk to me like that. Maybe you're already quite the celebrity? Oh yeah, Psycho's already got 1 million fans. After the shoot, we were on our way home, exchanging our impressions of the day. I know that, but it's different when you're actually face-to-face with the fans. Hearing in person is something else, you know? I'm super duper stoked about it. You know, if you're not careful, you're gonna get a bunch of yanderes, you know, following you. Anyways, I've been a YouTuber for quite a while, but it's nice to have a change of pace like this once in a while. So the reception of this video is good. Do you want to do a second one? I don't mean around here. I mean the set foot in other parts of the country. Then we could hear more people's voices, could we? Oh, that's a really great idea. I'll give it a shot even if the ratings aren't good. As you say, let's see what happens when I do the same thing in another part of the country. Because, oh, that was weird. Again, sometimes the game just kind of like, it's just blank and I gotta press the button again. Because that's worth investigating too. Psycho grinned cheerfully. That smile hasn't changed since we last, or rather, since we met. Since we first met. Come to think of it, the first time we met, you talked to me while laughing like this. At that time, I think it was an attempt to use balloons to fly in the sky. Looking back on it now, it's really silly. I'm sure I felt the same way at the time. But that unexpectedness is probably what makes Psycho so appealing. I, for one, am one of those people who was fascinated by Psycho. Hey, Metaro. Can I ask you something? With an unusually serious voice and expression, Psycho opened her mouth. What's up, Psycho? Hypothetically, let's say there's a person that just can't forgive. What if that person messed up your life and you hated him so much that you wanted revenge? Oh, for revenge! Such a lust for revenge! Oh! What would you do, Metaro? What's up with that question? Come on, please answer it. Oh, it can't be helped. If you hate someone enough to want revenge, huh? Would I be able to forgive them? I tried to think and imagine it. No, actually it's fine. After a minute or two, Psycho opened her mouth. My bad, Metaro. Sorry for asking you such a weird question all of a sudden. Please forget about it. Psycho's had her usual expression, but to me it seemed like she was forcing herself somehow. No, I've got an answer for you. So I'm going to tell you my own answer. Metaro, I think revenge is not something you do for someone else, but something you do for yourself. So hypothetically, if I had someone I wanted revenge on, I probably wouldn't be able to forgive them. I might even kill them. Not for anyone else, but for myself. But... I see, I get it now. Hey, Metaro, as I thought, we two guys are really similar. Guys? Guys? In quotation marks. I'm sure you think you're more of a bystander, but deep down you're just like me. That's why you deserve it being called my partner. Metaro, in the future, if I ever dye my hands red in revenge, will you be the one to hold the camera? You sure asked an unpleasant question, Psycho. I just hope it doesn't come to that, but if it does, I'll probably capture your figure. Because I'm a member of the Hanabishi channel. Oh, I knew it. We two guys are really like, we sure are. Normally people wouldn't answer that question. Really, you're the best, Metaro. You're the best. I love you. Well then, my wonderful assistant on the Hanabishi channel, Metaro-kun, I'll be counting you from now on as well. Capture everything, whether trivial or important, it doesn't matter. And so let's work together to create the greatest entertainment. Of course. I'll make sure I capture your glorious image on camera. But now one as well. Let's keep up the good work, Psycho. Alright. Still kind of implied that she's still gonna kill someone, but maybe not. I don't know. Inseparable Hanabishi, and thus we became rich YouTubers. And we buy a mansion, and we just be millionaires forever. Really. And also that kind of like, I don't know, I really do feel like that, what do you call it? Like a subplot? Not really a subplot. The implication, I don't know if that's the right word. You know, if you read between the lines, basically, it's kind of obvious that that version of Psycho was, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the exact terminology how to say this, but basically, you know, she was a boy, right? And then now she's a woman, and it's like, I don't know what look why, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's not important. It happens to be the case. Whatever. I'm just curious about that though. I don't know. It's like, how does Metro feel about that? You know, is it like anyway? Maybe it doesn't matter. I'm just curious though, why she decided to do that. Like I like my question is she again? Is she a trans woman, or is he just cross dressing? You know, because there's this, you know, especially in anime, is like there's just like a distinction. But anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. You know, I'm reminded actually. Wasn't there like a line? I remember it was only briefly mentioned, but in the original route of that Psycho-chan, when Yukimaru was like about to die, you know, from like in the canon ending, he like said I don't know, like he was involved in some kind of incident with like a girl. I wonder, I don't know if that's related to anything or at all. I mean, I'm not sure. It's kind of weird to just like drop that one line, but then we never talk about it ever again. It's weird. I wonder if Yukimaru is like, is he more, you know, more, I don't know what the word is. More of a villain than we think he is, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, but there you go. You know, we just become YouTubers. All right. So number 5. Right? Yeah, number 5. Number 5 was the unlucky girl, right? Maybe this time she's not so unlucky. The number I rolled was 5. 5, I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. A girl of misfortune who took pleasure in her repeated tragedies. And what kind of potential had been lying in that girl? Well then, close your eyes. Since that day, a few years had passed since Psycho and I eloped. Okay, so this is when, yeah, they ran away. We escaped from the debt collectors pursuing us, and although we weren't rich, we had a peaceful life. Today, we decided to go a bit further than usual to visit a flower garden. Going to the place where Psycho's fair pink flowers bloomed. I took out a small case from my pocket. I held out the engagement ring in front of her. My mind was already made up. She burst into tears and smiled the happiest smile I'd ever seen. You know, I was once told that I could never be happy. It's funny, but it was not completely wrong. I've chosen a life of misery. Quite literally, actually. That was the whole thing. That's the whole twist about my character, that I was not so actually all that unlucky. I kind of just like put myself in those circumstances. But I'm sure if someone really wanted to be happy, if they really wanted to get out of their misery, they could do so in a heartbeat. But I make myself unhappy, you see. I don't want to be a bother to anyone, so I just wanted to die. People who want to die really just want someone to help them, don't they? I just wanted someone to find me before I die. Because once you die, you can't even do that. It's really over then. Okay, here you go again. It's just the two of us on a station platform waiting for the train home. The train's late. Maybe because we're in the country? When we get home, let's have dinner. Hey, what do you want to eat? I've gotten to the point where I can hold silly and trivial conversations with her. We got to know each other so well that we could even joke around. She still has the same misfortune disposition as ever, but it's not so bad to the point of being deadly. Netaro-kun, if I said I wanted to die, would you die with me? Not really a choice. Once again. Just kidding. It's a lie. Were you surprised? I won't say stupid things like that anymore. Because you're here with me now, Meteor-kun. Right now, I'm so happy. Don't do it, Psycho! Eh. It was that easy this entire time when she like just simply walked into the train tracks. We could have just like said, no, don't do it. Eh? Meteor-kun? Why? I knew it. Psycho, what you would do. How did you know? I've never shown any sign of it. Biaz. Biaz? Because I know. You're a liar. Eh? Psycho's eyes widened, as if she couldn't believe what I was saying. I knew. I realized. Psycho was in love with her own misfortune. You know, she really liked despair, you know? She had like a despair fetish. Just how long do you think I've been watching you? Then why? Why would you help someone like me? If you already realized, if you already knew. And I'm a liar. Did you know that I love being pitied? And that's why I acted the way I did so that people would think of me that way. If so, then why did you save me? That's a given. Didn't I promise you? I'll do anything, even risk my life to save you. I said I wouldn't leave you until you became happy. I don't need that. I like my pitiful self. I like my unhappy self. I like the look of pity. I like the words of mercy. I like the voice of concern. That's what makes me happy. If I died right in front of you, my happiness would have been perfect. Shut up already. Just shut up. I flicked Psycho's forehead with my finger. Finger attack. Ow. And then I pat her head with all my might. Okay, it's kind of weird. What do you call that? It's kind of like, it's like the carrot and the stick or something. I don't know. Meteor-kun, my hairbuns are falling apart. It's weird that a girl who was about to die a while ago be worried about her own hair. My words made Psycho puff out her cheeks. Hey Psycho, I know that you like your unfortunate self. I don't even know how that can make you happy, Psycho, but if that's what you think, then that's how it is. But I don't think you've already made up your mind. What do you mean? What you want isn't unhappiness, but happiness in the true sense of the word. I held Psycho's petite body tightly. Meteor-kun, didn't I tell you? I'll do anything, even risk my life to save you. I won't leave you until you became happy. I'm gonna find you and help you. If Psycho's about to walk through life choosing misfortune, I will pull her back, even have to grab her hand, Lou, and holding. I'm gonna show you, Psycho, a different kind of happiness that you've never known. It's called vanilla, you know? Anyway, I'll make Psycho happy. I'm definitely not gonna let you die. What's with that? That's so forceful. Why am I crying? Huh? Strange. I'm good at fake crying, but this won't stop. Wah. I held the crying Psycho in my arms with all my strength as if to soothe her. And I made a promise to myself. Even if we were engulfed in a great calamity, I will still be by your side. Hey Psycho, you know, I've been thinking. We water the flower beds every morning. Whenever I see you laughing as you look forward to the flowers that eventually bloom, that was the smile that I wanted to protect. Okay, so there you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, just like all the other routes or all the other girls. Return, rhododendron? I can't say that word. Again, can't say flowers. But yeah, just like all the other girls, you know, they always have these weird ways. I say weird ways, but you know, they have unhealthy coping mechanisms of dealing with like depression, you know, and stress and trauma. And so in her case, you know, she equated, you know, being like unlucky and like having people like pity her and everything as her way of like coping. And I'm assuming anyway, she misunderstood that as a way to be happy, but really it's more so she didn't feel happiness in general because she had a bad life, you know. I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it actually. It might be like a real thing, actually. I don't know. I feel like that's like a real thing. It sounds realistic to me anyway. You know, someone who's like equating like happiness to something that's not that doesn't really make them happy, I guess. You know, it's like kind of like let's describe it. Stockholm syndrome, not really. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, she had like a very twisted sense of like, of being happy. But, of course, in the wholesome, like happy ending, which is actually happy, I guess, we tell her, no, don't do that. Actually, you could be happy in other ways, just like when you were gardening those flowers, you feel happy then. Why not just do that? Why not just be normal, basically? Just be normal is the moral of the story. No, but there you go. That's interesting, I mean, that one I think was really interesting to me anyway, because it really was an actual like alternate ending, compared to the other one. The other ones are kind of like, they're interesting too. They're like, basically, kind of like the butterfly effect. Basically, like what if the thing that triggered them to be like, psychotic or whatever, didn't happen. But that one in particular actually was actually a continuation of her original story, and obviously the animation of her just like walking into the train track, which is really, it was like a different art style. It actually felt really surreal. But yeah, that one was actually like, based on that ending, and we changed it. That's pretty cool. It really is like an actual like, again, like an actual, in a way, like an actual choice. So it's kind of roundabout. Obviously, you have to like beat all the other routes before you get to choose, the true happy ending. That's kind of like, yeah, that's very common in a lot of like, I feel like visual novels or like any kind of game with like very story heavy component. Anyway, well, there you go. That's number 5. What's number 6 gonna be like? Number 6 actually was like about a girl who kept trying to like NTR us. She kept trying to steal our girlfriend. She just really wanted to make out with our GF. 6, I see. I just want to know what possibilities lie in store for that girl. Girl trapped in the past, like a beast, greedily seeking the love she was deprived of. I wonder what kind of potential had been lying in that girl. Oh, then, close your eyes. Excuse me. I don't know, let's see. Because I know, I mean, it's interesting, because in all of these like little happy endings, by the way, there is a missing element. And that missing element is very important in this story as well. But, let's see. It was truly sudden. Hey, Metro, are you free this weekend? My childhood friend Yukimaro strikes a conversation. He seems really hyped up for some reason. What's going on? Is this about a woman again? Ah, no. Jeez, you think I only talk about girls? Hey, Metro, do you know a beautician named Saika? Saika. That's a famous stylist and beautician, right? I've heard that various celebrities make appointments of her. I sometimes see her in magazines or on TV. However, the reason why I know her is because of Yukimaru, who's in front of me right now. Because he brings it all the time, even I, who's not interested in such things at all, can remember her name. So, what's up with Saika? To tell you the truth, I managed to book an appointment at the beauty parlor where Saika-san works. Since it's a fine opportunity, I thought I'd invite Metro too. No, there's not a single reason for me to follow you there, is there? I don't particularly mind going to the parlor with you, but from the way you said it, isn't the appointment only for you, Yukimaru? In the first place, I don't really understand the point of this. In the end, isn't this a talk about women after all? It's okay, come on, you're not busy anyway. And there it is. The guy who invites you over assuming you're not busy. I can't deal with these sorts of people. I might have a thing or two on my schedule, Well, I guess not right now. Alright, it's decided then. I'll contact you later about the details. No way for me to protest. Yukimaru left it at that and went back to his seat. Sheesh, I'm a totally selfish guy. But I guess I consider Yukimaru to be my best friend too, but I can't say I hate him too much. Can't be helped, I'll go along with it. The weekend. We are on our way to the beauty parlor where Psycho-san works, as planned. Or is it Psycho or Saika? It seems to be located in the city, where it's quite a long trip for me, who doesn't go out on the weekends often. Hey Metro, what kind of person do you think Saika-san is? I bet she's beautiful, a self-made woman, that kind of feel, Ew, what are you going there for? He knew it, he's not here to get his hair done, he's here to see Saika-san. I guess I shouldn't have come here. So I was thought, with a little bit, or so I was thought? So I thought with a little bit of regret. We're here. looks like we arrived at our destination. Clank, door opened with a small sound. Welcome, do you have a reservation? Oh yes, I made a reservation at this time. Understood, sir. You may take a seat at the sofa and wait a moment, please. We were taken to a soft sofa and we sat down on it. I let out a breath and looked around. What's this feeling? I feel like I'm out of place here. The atmosphere is more overpowering than I expected. There are a lot of mirrors, comfortable sofa, and some strange machineries running. This isn't exactly the kind of place I normally go to, so I guess there's a good reason why it's so popular. Sorry to keep you waiting. Suddenly, a beautiful voice reached my ears. I looked up and there she was. Psycho-san. Okay, so this time she did not die. She did not get stabbed to death multiple times by her mother this time, I guess. A red-haired woman with a dignified appearance was looking our way. I'm Psycho. I'll be in charge of you today. I look forward to working with you. So this person is Psycho. She's different than the rumors. She's even better. She's beautiful but also cool. A self-made woman. Surely that's an expression which suits her well. Yeah, same here. Looking forward to it as well. Unlike his usual self, Yukimaru was also very nervous. Even a guy like him who's used to women like... even a guy like him who's used to women is like this. And you are? Saka shifts her gaze to me and asks me. Oh, I'm just tagging along, I replied, bowing lightly. Well then, I have one of our attendants bring you a drink later. I'll probably take about an hour, so please make yourself comfortable. So, Yukimaru-san, this way, please. Yes. Sorry, Metro, if you get bored, you can go outside. That would seriously defeat the purpose of coming here. After Yukimaru was led away by Psycho, well, I was left with nothing to do. At any rate, I picked up the magazine that was nearby. Flipping through the magazine, what caught my eye was an article about Psycho. Once again, I realized that the woman I just saw was an amazing person. That's when it happened. There she is. The girl was standing at the entrance of the establishment. She grabbed her skirt with both hands and was creeping about. She's fidgety and restless, and I think something's a bit off about her. No way, could she be a dangerous person? This is the same dialogue as before. Nah, there's no way something silly like that would happen. I guess she's just another customer. In fact, the girl seemed to be escorted to the reception desk. The girl walked over to the couch where I was sitting and sat down next to me. I didn't pay any attention to her and continued reading the magazine. The first, second, and third. Heck, all the magazines have articles about Psycho in them too. As I was reading the articles, I suddenly felt a glance in my direction. When I turned around, I saw a girl staring at me intently. To be precise, at the article of the magazine I was holding. How can I help you? I inquired. That. Are you curious? Curious? I'm just reading, that's all. What do you think? What exactly? I just thought that she was amazing. I read about her career and stuff, and she's quite a hard-working woman. I read about her. I feel that people like her are far beyond the reach of ordinary people. I'm no match for them. Yes, I see. That's how it is, right? You two think so too, right? The girl smiles a bit as if satisfied by my answer. It wasn't a smile with any hesitation, but a smile of pure joy. He's my One-chan I'm so proud of, Nano-des. Now she's still saying Nano-des. Nano-des. I was about to ask her what she meant by that. Psycho? One-chan. As soon as she heard that voice, the girl's face lit up as she stood up. One-chan? So in other words, she's Psycho's little sister. I'm sorry, was my little sister bothering you? Psycho apologizes to me with an apologetic expression. I replied there was no trouble at all, and then Psycho turned to the girl called Psycho. I told you to wait for me in front of the station, so why'd you come to the parlor? I wanted to see One-chan at work. Ah, sheesh. You said that to me the other day too, didn't you? I can't. Well, not exactly, jeez. Anyway, I'm almost done, so just be quiet and wait here. Yes. It looks like they're very close sisters. Their personalities are quite different, but they must be sisters because their smiling faces are very similar. Yo, Metro, thanks for waiting. Oh, Yukimaru's back. It seems that quite some time has passed already. So what changed exactly? It's the same hairstyle. Nothing's changed. To me, it didn't seem like much had changed at all. Ah, jeez, you don't know anything, do you, Metro-kun? Flashy styles aren't the only thing in fashion, okay? I don't get it, and I'm not really interested. Anyway, since you got me to go out with me, or with you, you'll have to treat me to something. That's all that matters to me right now. Afterwards, Yukimaru paid the bill and we headed for the exit. Thank you very much for today. We look forward to seeing you again, Yukimaru-san. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be thankful, Psycho-san. I'll come again for sure. Yukimaru thanked Psycho and left first. I followed soon and was just about to head outside. Suddenly, my eyes met Psycho's, who was standing beside Psycho. A moment of silence, just a mere glance. We didn't have any conversation as I walked out. But for some reason, I looked back. And there was a very happy smile on Psycho's face. I wonder if she was happy to be the sister she loved. Or was she proud of her sister for being an amazing person? Maybe it's both. Probably. I've never met these sisters before, but I wonder why. Strangely, I found myself relieved that the girl was smiling. For example, suppose there was a world in which Psycho was caught up in a tragedy, you don't say. And because of that, a future where Psycho became crazy came to pass. Hypothetically. The sisters in front of me are now laughing. There's definitely such a world out there somewhere, so I thought. So I wish that the happiness I found in this world won't break. I don't mean to be presumptuous, I'm just a stranger to them. Yeah, it's funny how in this timeline, in this happy ending, we're not really involved at all. They're complete strangers. Yeah, so I thought, why am I thinking about these things all of a sudden? Am I feeling unwell? Oh well. I don't think we'll ever cross paths again. And we never see her again. And thus, my, thus Meteoro's, canon, girlfriend is actually Yukimaru, actually, because, we go on a date with him, and then we fall in love, right? The gay ending. Anyway. Alright. Did you know that the sum of opposite sides of a die is always 7? Yeah, that was mentioned a few times. In different rounds. Something. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Very, very important. We can't resist the fate that God has set for us. Because that's how He made it. Amen? Is that like a Bible quote? No. Obviously not. What was it that very, very important thing that I forgot? But if you want to defy fate, you have to roll the largest number. You have to beat a 6. A 6-sided dice. A very, very important person. Can I remember everything that's ever happened to me? Everyone I've ever met. It's a magic charm to help you obtain glory. And victory. I don't know. When I see glory, I just think of like combat. Anyway. Nana. Nana's not here. Yep. Nana is nowhere to be found. She was always so close to me, watching over me. Alright, well, this has changed, by the way. Nana. Nana, I think it means 7 in Japanese, by the way. Oh, that's why they keep saying that. How, both sides of the dice, from front to back, will always equal 7 or something like that. So, in order to beat... I mean, it's kind of cheating, isn't it? But, isn't it? It makes no sense, but, in order to beat the 6, you gotta roll 7. You gotta count the 2 sides somehow. I don't know. There were 2 very innocent and pure grade schoolers. I grabbed her arm and she's staring at my face. Silent, like we were waiting for time to move again. Oh. Okay. Her name is Nana, and she's like a childhood friend. Our families live in the same condo, in neighboring units. We weren't really acquainted with each other, but we knew each other's faces and names. I think that if I fell from here, I'd die. I wasn't sure if I should ask her what she was going to do, but she started talking to me first. It all started a few minutes ago. I came home from school, got off the elevator, and headed for the door of my place. I found her in the middle of the external walkway, leaning over the railing. I had a bad feeling and grabbed her arm by instinct. Metaro, don't stop me. It's not something I decided to do on a whim. It just keeps piling up. I just can't take it anymore. Also, social services doesn't exist in this world again. I've done my best to prepare myself. With a gloomy expression, Nana tells me what's on her mind. I think I understand why, too. Every night I hear screams coming from behind the walls. A mournful cry that doesn't seem to belong to a human being. My family is peaceful, and no one in my family ever makes such a voice. Her home must be an abnormal place that's far beyond my imagination. Oh, that sounds like typical Asian parents to me, but anyway. I'm convinced that it's her domestic situation has driven her to this. By the way, it's not racist. I just said that because I'm Asian. Anyway, maybe, I don't know. So I knew it wasn't a temporary feeling, and I knew that it wasn't on the whim that she wanted to die. Even so, I wanted to stop her. While I was growing up in a warm and happy family, she was in a state of deep despair. It was because I didn't realize it until this moment that I was trapped like this. Hey, let me go. Why are you stopping me? And what can I do when she says something like this? What can a mere child who has lived for only 10 or so years do? Yeah, by the way, because they mentioned in the very beginning, I guess, yeah, these are literally 10-year-olds. Maybe this is a wild thing to ask, but if someone's trying to kill themselves, it's normal to try to stop them, right? Or, is she saying that or I'm saying that? If you live, one day something good will happen to you. It may be hard now, but once you get through this, you'll have a happy future. I don't think such cheap platitudes can break her resolve. Well then, let's decide this by rolling a die. If I roll a 7, then I'll live. If not, then I want you to kill me. When I heard those words, I was shocked from the bottom of my heart, my 10-year-old heart. What kind of a silly thing is this girl saying? That's impossible, because the die only has the numbers 1 to 6, I said. You don't think that's possible, do you? But did you know that when you put the two sides of a die together, it comes out as 7? Why'd she say that to me? So no matter what number you roll, there's always the existence of 7. You didn't really want to die, did you? I think you want to live more than anything. Maybe you wanted me to help you. Don't forget, Metoro. I'm sure she's waiting for a miracle, believing that the roll will be a 7. Nana will always be by your side. Then she threw the die high in the air. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's an interesting line, by the way. No matter what roll you get, 7 is always there, so like in every route, Nana is always there. It's interesting. Is there like a route where Nana wasn't there? I think she's always there. I think in some routes she's our girlfriend, and some other routes she's Yukimaru's girlfriend, but generally speaking, she's always there, so. I hear the sound of water dripping. The air in this musty underground jail is choked with dust. How long was I taken here? How long was I confined here? Can't remember. I feel like I've been here for a very long time already. My cellmate is quietly playing some stones in his hand as usual. He's throwing a cube-shaped stone up high and catching it. Okay, back of the prison, by the way. It's probably just a way of killing time. There's no way out of here anyway. Hey, you still alive? The man's voice echoed throughout the silent cell. He sometimes strikes a conversation like this. And each time I answer is something that seems appropriate. It looks like this cell is going to be cleared out tomorrow. Might be our last chance to get out of here. The man had out one of his old dice and showed it to me. Let's make a bet. We each roll the die, the bigger number wins. The loser becomes the bait and lets the winner escape. How about it? Isn't it worth a try? You and me both are going to be executed soon. So what have you got to lose? I'm reluctant as he could be cheating, but decided to take him up on his offer. Anyway, it's going to be all over soon. There wasn't any hope from the start. It's settled then. Well, please excuse me. He threw the die high in the air, and at last it rolled on the ground. The die's face revealed 6. 6 is it? Or 6 is it? I have no way to win unless I roll another 6 and force a rematch. I gulped and rolled the dice. The dice face revealed my roll was a 7. Is that how it works? Do you count the other person's dice? Wait, how do you get 2 dice? How do you do that? It's cheating. 7. To my surprise, the old die broke into 2 and separated into 1 and 6. Oh, is that how it works? That's not... What? Can't do this. What? I was finally able to win my match against them. Now I can finally get out of here. I'm surprised that something like this could happen. You're awesome. Maybe if it's you, then you could really make it out of here. What about you? It's okay. I'll be the decoy. Going quickly. Even though he had just lost the match, the man was smiling, wrinkles forming on his gaunt face. Maybe he's doing this on purpose to get me to leave? No way, that's ridiculous. You couldn't have thought that far ahead to set this up. There's one thing I need you to do for me. If you ever run into my family out there, please, help them out for me. Am I supposed to know who this person is? My wife, Mikoto. Or Mikoto? My son, Mitaro. I've always regretted leaving the two of them behind. Mikoto. That's a very... It's been a while, so I don't remember all of the Charon games, but like, I think this is a reference to the Charon game, if I had to guess. Mikoto sounds familiar, though. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming, yeah, Mataro, I guess, is the protagonist from a different, Charon game. I guess canonically he went to prison. I don't know. So please, tell them. I'll definitely find a way to return to them. His determined gaze was firmly fixed on my path. Go now, to the final future that you'll ever need to grasp. To the future you obtain from the set of role. Mataro's words pushed me forward. Mataro. You know what? Metaro. He's Mataro. I didn't have the negative feelings in my heart that I used to have. My heart was filled with a pure desire to advance straight forward. And thus we escaped this metaphorical prison, I guess. I've done something I can't take back. Something I would never be forgiven for. Something I never expected. Can't be forgiven. I wonder if I've fallen asleep. I was having a strange, happy dream. There's no sign of her there. There's just me, who is empty, and some hollow words expressed in the language of flowers. This is a white room. A room inside a hospital. Okay, this is interesting because I remember a few of the endings did end up in the hospital, actually. Or at least one ending, if I remember correctly. I think two, though. Oh, anyway. I was leaning back on the bed and I sat up. She was in front of me. Lying in bed, I never to wake up again. The doctors pronounced her brain dead. Dead in basically all respects. I looked at her lifeless face and realized how close she was to death. Does she still dream about that day? Or had our consciousness already faded away? On the windowsill is a misshapen bouquet of flowers I've picked. So silly. Please laugh at me. Am I foolish enough to think this is a form of atonement? I'm not going to change anything by doing this. As a guilty man, I was obliged to spend the rest of my life in prison. I'm not going to plead, because I'm aware of my crime. It was only because of a man named Mataro that I was able to get out temporarily. I just wanted to see her. Just once. And that's the only reason I came here. But this reprieve will soon be over. I'm sure the cops will catch me and I'll be back in that musty cell in a few hours. I know that. Still, I wanted to spend the final moments I was given with her. I took her hand and squeezed it. Lukewarm, weak, skinny arms, but indeed alive. I can feel her pulse beating in a steady rhythm. I wish it was me, not her, that lay here in a coma. If I could have taken her place, she would still be alive and well today. How good would it have been to have done that? Right now, I just want to hold her hand for as long as I can. The precious final time that I can be beside her. The last time I can atone and be forgiven. Okay. It's alright. I haven't forgotten anything. I remember them all. All of the precious things and people that are important to me. Needless to say, the final moments that we spent together too. And the way my hands felt when I strangled your neck. Kind of reminds me of the previous game. Anyway. And your smiling face at the very end. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, yeah, totally. It is the same person. Wait, this is so confusing. Wait a minute. My head hurts. But like, okay, it's the same person, so... brain explode. We decided to roll the dice to determine our fate. Sorry to keep you waiting, Nana. I mean, yeah, her being brain dead, by the way, makes sense if, you know, your brain loses, you know, oxygen. It causes permanent brain damage. I finally did it. The 7th roll. Okay. All right, that's it? What? Maybe there's more after the credits. I don't know. But, I don't know. Okay. It's weird because I think what happens is that... I don't know. Like when she says to roll the dice, I'm assuming 1 to 6 is the happy ending, right? These are the alternate happy endings. You know how Nana is gone for most of them. So like 1 to 6 is like she dies and like she disappears in the world. And I don't know if Metro kills her from 1 to 6, but maybe she jumps off. I don't know. And like, but like he continues living his life without Nana, and actually it ends up being usually like a happy ending with one of the other girls, you know, or sometimes he doesn't really get a girlfriend, but you know, that's the idea anyway. However, if he gets 7, I'm assuming she actually lives in a way, right? Even though he chokes her to death, she lives, I guess, in one timeline. Is the idea, I guess. But I don't know. It's kind of weird though. I don't know why, because when they're 10 years old, so like I don't know how much of a relationship they had that he would have such strong feelings for her after years later, I guess. But I guess he went to prison. But like when you kill, I don't know. Look, someone brought me some flowers. How nice. Beautiful, right? What were their names again? The 6-petaled red flowers, Zakuro. The flower of grace. The 5-petaled pink flower, Rhododendron. The flower of dignity. I can't say these words. I can't say these flower names. Rhododendron. I've only just learned how to say hydrangea. The 4-petaled orange flower, Hanabishi, the flower of success. Now, Hanabishi is like, I mean, that looks like a Japanese name, so it's easy to say. Because the Japanese words are not unambiguous in terms of pronunciation. It's always pronounced the same way, no matter what. The 3-petaled white flower, clover, the flower of happiness. Wait, clovers are white? I didn't know that. I thought they were like green or I don't know. Anyway. The 2-petaled blue flower, rosemary, the flower of memories. Yeah. So all these flowers represent all of the girls that we saw before in their routes. And the 1-petaled purple flower, muscary, the flower which buries despair. It's like they've been inside my head. Okay. Yes, I had a dream today. Alright, well, I mean, there she is. The dream where I became Meteoro's girlfriend. I went to school and worked, wearing cute clothes, like at a maid cafe. It's strange. I've been asleep since grade school. Yeah, that's all I was saying, you know? Like, she's been asleep for so long, and why does Metoro have such strong feelings for her? They were 10 years old, and also, I'm assuming he went to prison because he choked her to death, sort of. But like, anyway, for example, I dreamt But like usually you don't get executed when you're a kid. You know, as far as I know, when you're a minor, you don't get as strong of a sentence as if you were an adult. But anyway, of fighting over Metro and killing a crazy girl with a shotgun. You know, I shot her like 5 times as my freaking shotgun. Pretty awesome. No, of being tricked by a beautiful teacher and buried in the mountains. Oh yeah, she was killed at one time. Actually, that was a bad ending though. That was not canon, I don't think, right? As far as I know. Well, actually, in the happy ending, I guess she might have. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, she did kill her actually, eventually. But anyway, of being worried for Metro and killing him in a ruined building. No, that was a bad ending. I think. Yeah, that was a bad ending, as far as I know. So I guess the bad endings are canon in the sense that she dreamt it. Of Metro working with a Usutuber as their assistant. Of trying to protect Metro from a girl cursed with misfortune. Of being protected by Metro from a stalker who is younger than me. That's her defining trait, I guess. She's just younger than you. It's a weird way to describe her. I don't know. You would describe her other features, maybe. Like she's obsessed with like placing you with her sister. It must be because I couldn't move my body, so my mind became active, and I made up all these yandere stories. It's almost time, isn't it? Time for you to get a watch. No, say farewell. We'll never meet again. No, I won't be lonely. I'll be fine. Thank you for listening to this long story. Well then, see you again. Alright. Is just like a meta thing where it's like, hey, thanks for playing the game. Bye-bye. True N, the 7th row. Okay, that didn't explain anything. Alright. Okay. I mean, it's kind of cute how like they did the whole like 7th row motif, but like, I don't know, it's kind of just weird. It's just surreal. Okay, so I'm trying to like wrap my head around the meta story here, but so here are the girls in the freaking garden again, just like menhairaplesia. So like, okay, so the idea is that many things unravel, but like the idea is that Metro and Nana met when they were really young. Nana was domestically abused, I guess. She was beat up by her parents, whatever else, I don't know. Just having a horrible time. And she contemplated suicide. And she did a game where she rolled a dice. If it's 1 to 6, then she kills herself. I'm assuming in every timeline, at least in the happy endings anyway. Because otherwise, I don't know. In the original routes, I guess she didn't seem to have like a bad life. So it's only in those routes. Whenever there's a happy ending for one of these girls, then that means she suffers, I guess. And so he rolls a 1 to 6, and then she will die or whatever. It's only if you roll a 7, so she'll live, but that's a metaphor. It's impossible to roll the 7. So I guess anytime that she rolls a dice, kind of like different timelines, she rolls a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it kind of like moves the story towards one of the girls having a happy ending, but without her, because she dies, I guess, for whatever reason. I'm assuming she jumps off. Or maybe like Metro kills her or whatever. But like, it's strange that Metro will kill her and then he just lives a normal life. So I'm assuming he did not do that. But like maybe in one of the timelines she rolled the dice, and like Metro did go through with killing her, right? He does what she asked for and chokes her to death. Very similar to one of the routes in the previous game, I guess prequel. I guess you even call it a prequel. I always say prequel, but it's technically not a prequel. It's just a previous game. menhairaplegia, where you do something similar with one of the routes as well, one of the yandere girls, and you try to choke her to death, right? And in a weird twisted way, that's a form of love. At least that's what the game is saying. I don't know, it's weird. And yeah, and that's what happens, I guess. And there was like a flash, you see that girl with red hair as a reference to menhairaplegia. I don't know if that was literal. Maybe it was just symbolic. It's supposed to be like, oh, look at the similarities, except not literally the same person, as far as I know, anyway, as far as I understand. Because it wouldn't make sense, because what happened in menhairaplegia didn't happen in elementary school, right? So that it must be different. Anyway, but yeah, chokes to death. But like, as it turns out, she's not dead. She just goes to a coma ever since. And apparently Metro has been sent to prison, but like, as far as I know, you don't get tried as a minor anyway. You don't get, tried as like as an adult usually, unless it's very extreme circumstances. You don't get sent to like prison like normal people. You sent to juvie, whatever, or whatever, like prison for kids, basically. And as far as I know, you don't get executed. You don't get the death sentence unless it's different in Japan. I don't know. I mean, the death sentence does exist in Japan, but as far I don't know if they use it on kids. I don't think that happens. But well, maybe, what do I know? Maybe there's a thing. Maybe there's a clause. Maybe he had a really bad lawyer. Which in Japan, to be fair, it's actually kind of like a strict system in terms of like prosecution. So sometimes that leads to like false convictions, but they're very like, in Japan anyway, as far as I understand, they're very much high conviction rates. They really want to send people to prison, and sometimes that's the detriment to like people who are actually innocent. Anyway, critiquing the justice system aside, I'm assuming he just had a really bad lawyer, and then he's been sentenced to death, but like he's not an adult yet, so he just live in prison the entire time until he's an adult. I'm assuming, if I had to guess, maybe like 18, or maybe he's the same age, maybe 16, I don't know. And though he's like legally an adult, and then they can execute him is the idea, maybe? I don't know. She technically lived, but I guess she's not really in the best state, however, because she was in a coma and almost brain dead, basically. So maybe, it's maybe, I don't know what the law is. He technically didn't kill her. It's attempted homicide in a way, but also, obviously, that kind of like just made her not be able to like live a normal life, for like a long time. So I don't know how, what would that count for in as a crime? But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, so eventually, I'm imagining in that timeline, he rolls the dice, he gets a 7, he gets out. He doesn't really escape. He does escape, but he doesn't escape forever. I imagine the cops still catch him, but he visits her one last time before he gets executed. Right? It was kind of sad. I'm assuming that's how it ends. Not a very happy ending, really. But like, I guess he gets executed eventually. And I don't think he sees her wake up, as far as I know, right? It doesn't seem like she was talking to Metro at the end there. She was kind of just talking to herself. And apparently she was having these dreams. The idea is that he fell asleep, right? He ran up to her room. I'm assuming just sat there for a while. Put his like, hands on his head, I guess, and lying on Nana's bed, I'm assuming, right? That kind of thing. And then had a dream, right? And this dream, and that's the thing where it started to get murky, I guess, where dreams are all about all these yandere girls, So all the story, all the things that had happened, all that yandere stuff, I guess, all the bad endings, guess it was all a dream, which is kind of a cop-out. I don't like that, to be honest. It kind of just makes it dumb, but like, I guess it kind of explains some of the bad endings where it just doesn't make sense, I guess. It does, especially in her ending, number 6. It does allude to the fact that they're in a hospital room and everything. So, in a way that makes sense, but still, kind of a cop-out. I mean, I like to think that it's timelines, It's more fun that way. Or like, maybe she has dreams at different timelines. I don't know. But like, the fact that it was all a dream, I don't know. That feels kind of lazy at the end. I don't know. Oh, well. I mean, I still enjoy the journey, I guess, but still. But yeah, so, they dream. I'm assuming Metro and Nana, they kind of dream together, I guess. Maybe that's why they remember certain things together. And like, the idea is that maybe they live this normal life, or rather Nana, lives the life that she couldn't have as like a high school student in those dreams, even though it ends up in gruesome ways, I guess, maybe, is the idea. And yeah, and I guess that's what happens, I imagine eventually Metro gets caught, gets executed, but Nana, I'm assuming in a true ending there, we saw that in last CG. She eventually does wake up because obviously it's Hollywood, I guess. You know, you eventually wake up from comas, I guess. This is how it works, even though you've been brain dead for a while. And she's like, "Oh, I remember all those dreams. All right, okay." And then she just continues to live her normal life. I imagine it's kind of hard to do that since you've been asleep for so long. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that's what happens. That's kind of like the chronological events. Again, kind of sucks that it's just all a dream. It's like none of this even mattered, as far as I know. Or maybe it's just about, I don't know. It's like a whole garden motif as well. So maybe all of these ghosts did exist. I'm not entirely sure. It's just a little confusing at the end there, you know. At least it was more substantial than the ending of Menhair Rafflesia, I guess, in the previous game. The previous game was just kind of like, it was just this, and then girls saying stuff, and then that's it, you know, it was just very ambiguous. But yeah, I mean, what else? I'm trying to think. Other than that, I mean, I guess, I mean, the original stories themselves, definitely very interesting. I mean, like I said before, you know, like, I really like how there's a variety of different stories and everything, you know. There's the yandere, like, kind of like typecast, especially with Charon games, obviously, but they play with it, you know. You know, for example, the yandere is not always obsessed with the main character, you know. She's obsessed with her girlfriend, or like she didn't even exist in the first place, or she's like not really yandere. She's like, you know, doing this whole thing where she's like finding some twisted sense of happiness from being pitied, or, you know, stuff like that. I like how there's a bunch of variety to it, you know, and they don't really use the yandere trope in very such a straight way, which is pretty cool. I like the writing. Of course, there is a classic yandere as well, but you know, you gotta add it in anyway. So even her, or even she, has like some interesting twists where she's like breaking the fourth wall sometimes. They don't do much with it though. With her though, she breaks the fourth wall and everything, but that's kind of it. You know, it kind of ends there. Again, I guess the whole idea, especially with some of the bad endings. I feel like some of the bad endings make sense, but some of them don't, because they always feel like retroactive. You know. Like suddenly the bad ending is like, oh, she had, you know, she poisoned herself all along and then she died, you know, whatever, that one time. Or like, I can't remember, but like a lot of things, you know? Like suddenly things just have changed suddenly from what we know, and things go radically, completely different direction out of nowhere. It was what I've noticed of some of the bad endings. But again, I guess it's explained because Nana, maybe in those bad endings, it was her just dreaming is the idea, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I guess that explains it, but still, it's kind of a bad explanation, to be honest. You can look at the CGs as well here. I'm assuming you got all the CGs? Right? Oh, the CGs! Also, blood? Look at these. Wee! Start, load, extra. These are all the main menus. I don't get to use any of these main menus, though. Start, load. I'm assuming she's a trans woman. I don't know. She got boobs, so she got boob jobs. I don't know. Anyway, it's very much implied though that she was born a man. Anyway, Garden reviews. Her being abused. She had black hair, and then it's weird. She had black hair, but then in the light she has like different color hair. I'm so confused because now. When I think about it, actually, her hair is very similar to Metro's hair. Actually, you see there? The color? I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. Who is Nana? Is Nana Metro? I'm getting confused. Was the prison all a metaphor? Maybe Nana was herself in this entire time. Maybe Metro didn't exist. I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm not sure what to make of this. There's too much meta elements. You know. There's like the story itself, you know, obviously sometimes the girls break the fourth wall sometimes, and there's a whole garden thing that references the last game, but there's the whole Nana meta as well. Like apparently she has an influence this entire time. It's all in her head, right? So does that make Metro real? She did mention Metro. Because now I'm thinking, like, did Metro even exist? Because yeah, it doesn't make sense that he would be arrested as a minor, right? Even though it attempted murder, they were like kids, right? So like, I don't know. I feel like the laws don't really convict children like that, you know? as far as I know. They're not like culpable, right, of their actions, especially when they're so young. Even though there are definitely some exceptions where kids have just been like total psychopaths and just have murdered people. But like that have happened. That's happened. I've read the cases like that, but still, I feel like in this situation, it's more like, I don't know. It's kind of like this going on. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's not really like malicious intent necessarily. You know. I don't know. Yeah. So that makes me wonder if Metro, did he even exist in that case? Was it supposed to be just a metaphor? His name is Meta, you know, a metaphor for like you, the player, and she was just dreaming about like having a happy life, right? Or at least she tries to, but like it keeps getting like sidetracked with all these different girls, and maybe the flowers that she saw, you know, like when she was in a coma, because you know, especially in movies, but maybe in real life too. Sometimes things that happen while you're in a coma kind of gets translated into your dreams, right? Actually, so maybe the flowers that she saw, a bouquet of flowers. I guess I don't know who gave it to her. I guess Metro, if he existed anyway. But the flowers that she saw translated to all these different girls, right, in her head. So that's why she was dreaming about all these different girls, because maybe they're just parts of her personality, right? Especially number 6, right? Even number 6 said like how she wanted to become one, and you were her all along. So like maybe that's what it is. You know, all of these different girls are just different like parts of her, right? Separated different personalities and represented by different flowers, because she's subconsciously saw those flowers at her like little hospital stand or whatever, or bed stand, nightstand, we call it now. So maybe that's what it is, right? And then I don't know. I guess it depends how you want to interpret it. Either Metro wasn't real this entire time and she was just dreaming about it, or Metro was real and was sent to prison. You know, it's like either way is kind of sad. I don't know. At least Metro not existing is not too sad, but the one where he does exist is kind of sad because he went to prison for it. And I don't know. I mean, the only thing I don't get, if he did exist, is definitely him obsessing over her in prison and escaping prison just to go see her, you know? That implies that he loves her. But like, they were like 10 years old, you know? They barely met. They even said in the dialogue that they barely even hung out with each other all that much, really. They were just like acquaintances, you know? And then suddenly when he choked her out, apparently they fell in love. I don't get it. Again, especially with the 10 years old, it's like, I don't know if that is really indicative of like a really strong, you know, love or actual love. I don't know. It's weird. That's what I kind of don't get, like why he was so obsessed with her. You know, it would make sense if they actually spent more time together. And she's like the kind of like the typical childhood friend trope, so like kind of makes sense. But like technically in that timeline, they didn't actually spend that much time together, right? As far as I know. Unless there's this other thing where they remember memories from different world lines. I don't know. Anyway, it's getting too complicated. But yeah, there you go. I've been rambling for so long trying to just understand the story. Overall, though, I like the game. I like the stories. It's a good sharing game, as always. I tend to like sharing games. They're kind of niche because obviously they always star like, you know, psychopathic anime girls who are usually yandere and probably kill you with a knife. I don't know, but I like that. You know, I don't know. Look, it's not that I want to be in a romantic relationship with yandere. I just like to watch it unfold. You know, that's what I don't like about typical romance. Right? Normal romance, it's just kind of like not much goes on, right? So they just two characters fall in love with each other, and it's kind of boring to me anyway. That's why I kind of like a little bit of spice, you know, a bit of yandere, you know, that adds a bit of like a bit of a kick to the story. Though usually ends horribly in the tragedy, it's at least interesting, you know, to me anyway. But yeah, so Dice Psycho, interesting, you know, a little follow up to Men Have Reflection. You know, same, I guess, theme. It's a bit more expanded on, I guess, much more like, you know, much more choices, I guess, much more like that endings, like that. The whole meta narrative, though, I kind of don't get. That's just confusing. Maybe it's a translation thing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I always just assume. It just felt really weird in the end. I didn't really understand it. You know, like what the conclusion is supposed to be and how you're supposed to feel about it. You know, I was like, I'm not sure. But again, I do like the journey though. You know, I do like the the stories of the characters themselves, you know? Even though they may or may not be actually just all made up. And then again, isn't all fiction made up anyway? But I don't know. When you make it like it's all a dream kind of thing, it's kind of like, to me, that it already just takes me out too much, you know? Makes my immersion just disappear, and I usually prefer to be immersed in the story. Well, there you go. Again, complaints aside, I did enjoy it. But yeah, and that's the end of a long game. Well, not that long, but you know, long comparatively to a lot of vision novels I play anyway. I usually play the really short ones. Yeah, really good, really good. Really good compilation of a bunch of psycho anime girls. You know, that's what it's called, Dice Psycho. Psycho. But yeah, so I guess that's it for Dice Psycho. I guess if you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out there if you're interested. I also have other videos on my channel, so you can look at those if you want. If you haven't already checked them out, then I also did a playthrough on Manhattan, the previous game, you know, in the series, which has a very similar theme of a bunch of yandere girls as well. And maybe in the future I'll play more Charon games. I don't know. I don't know if I'll play the really old ones. I say really old ones, but you know, the ones that are kind of a classic. I'm gonna play those because I've already kind of know the story, but it's been a while, so I don't remember everything. I don't know how interesting those would be, but maybe in the future, who knows? Guess we'll see. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.